tonight on Denver 7 News at 6.
We want you to stay home and stay off the roads.
We're hunkering down in the high country.
Well, traffic's bad, but it'll be worth it in the end.
Stocking up on essential supplies.
Prepping for power outages.
Prepare for some type of duration of outage that could, last a little bit longer than what we're normally used to.
And finding silver linings.
It's usually going to help our spring flowers.
A nasty storm is bearing down on our state.
Let's be ready for it.
We're going to be ready to address whatever comes our way.
Good evening, and thanks for joining us. I'm Ann Trujillo.
And I'm Shannon Ogden. We're glad you're with us. And tomorrow's snowstorm may or may not end up being historic, but it will definitely be a problem.
A foot or more could fall in Denver. The foothills are probably looking at 2. The wind will howl. You will likely shovel.
And our team will be with you every step of the way. Chief Meteorologist Mike Nelson leads tonight's coverage.
Thanks, you guys. Our weather conditions are going to be getting worse tomorrow and be the worst on Sunday. The storm system right now is located over northern Arizona. It's getting closer, about 350 miles away. Still has to go across a lot of mountains before it gets out on the eastern plains. But this is the upshot. I think the worst of it's actually going to be up to the north of us over Wyoming, where a blizzard warning is in effect. But we'll get our share here. This is all winter storm warnings in the pink, covering much of central and southern Colorado as this storm comes in. So even though it's not doing anything right now, it will be doing it a little bit later. There's just some snow starting to develop out west. We'll get a little light rain and snow on the eastern plains side, but here's our timeline on this storm system. It arrives Saturday, really cranking up Saturday afternoon with heavy snow Saturday night and difficult travel on Sunday into early Monday. I think the heaviest snows we'll see several feet will be in the northern foothills, parts of northern Jefferson County, Boulder County, Larimer County, up into Wyoming, but we'll get our share down here on the plains as well. It might not go in the record books as the biggest storm, but it's going to be still a pretty big storm. And for details on how folks are getting ready to prepare for that storm, let's go to Jessica Porter.
Thank you, Mike. This is the calm before the storm, as they say. So if you have errands to run, you want to do it now, because the message from the mayor of Denver today was simple. If you don't have to drive this weekend, don't do it. The city is getting prepared by increasing capacity limits at shelters, and teams are reaching out to our unhoused neighbors, encouraging them to take the accommodations that are available. Denver plow drivers are getting prepared now. They'll run around the clock to clear the roads this weekend, which is another reason you should stay off of them, so they have room to work. The executive director of Denver's Department of Transportation and Infrastructure says expect snow and ice on the roads through Monday.
We will be addressing the main streets utilizing a fleet of 70 big plows with 65 drivers, each on a 12-hour shift. So we are fully deployed.
When it comes to those residential streets, a fleet of 36 pickup trucks will go down the middle of those streets once every 12 hours. So the city is warning, be patient. It could take them a couple of days to completely clear the roads. Now that the city feels it's better to be over-prepared than under-prepared, and for residents, especially those that are new to our state, they should do the same. That is how the city of Denver is preparing for how Xcel Energy is spending these next precious hours before the storm. Let's go to Denver 7's Sloan Dickey.
Yeah, officials at Xcel Energy and officials across the state are saying they are prepared for this storm. Over at Xcel, they say they're prepared as well, but they need Coloradans to put in a little bit of work into their homes to make sure they are prepared for the winter storm. Across the metro area, emergency crews and city officials are prepared for feet of snow.
We had maintenance look over the trucks. We're bringing in extra personnel as well starting tomorrow afternoon to help with the call volume that we're anticipating.
But now that operations are in place, they need you to be prepared as well.
Seconds matter.
Fires still ignite during a snowstorm, and they're more dangerous because it could take longer to respond.
Slip up a driveway or down a driveway, we're going to lose seconds.
But they're asking Coloradans to shovel their driveways and one more thing, clear out the snow around fire hydrants.
We need water, so the hydrants are very important to us. Also, if possible, from the street to the hydrant, if you can clear a path for us, that would help us speed up our times.
Xcel Energy, too. They're asking Coloradans to clear off their gas meters to allow gas to escape.
If you do have the snow that closes up and contains that natural flow of that gas, you could end up having a hazard.
Also, with heavy snow and downed lines, be prepared for a power outage, and there are a few things you should have on hand, including a flashlight, batteries, bottled water, non-perishable food, and a first aid kit.
You know, think about what a home emergency kit could look like if you do have a sustained outage.
But for anyone concerned about a major power outage like we saw in Texas, XL says that's not a concern here.
We are not Texas, we're Colorado, and we built our system to withstand Colorado weather.
Now that important message from XL about those gas meters, like this one right here. What you're going to want to do if you do see snow on top of the meter is to clear it off, because if it sits here, it could mean gas builds up in the meter and then in your home, and that'll cause more problems. So all you have to do is just clear the snow from the top of the meters and you should be good to go. Reporting in Highland, Sloan Dickey, Denver7.
Good suggestion. Thank you, Sloan. And not everyone plans on spending the weekend at home. Drivers have been crowding I-70 all day so as to arrive at the slopes ahead of the snow. Denver7's Patrick Perez has that tonight from Georgetown. Hi, Patrick.
Hello, and yeah, there's really no better place to be than the mountains with all this snow that we're expecting, right? Well, right now we have a very steady flow of traffic here in I-70. We're again in the heart of Georgetown. This is a much different picture than what we saw in Idaho Springs and Dumont earlier today. Of course, all these drivers are trying to make it to their destinations before this winter storm comes in.
This likely isn't what people heading into the mountains Friday were hoping to see.
It really sucks.
Brake lights and bumpers for several miles on westbound I-70. The ripple effect of a crash involving a semi earlier in the day near Dumont.
The traffic's bad. I just flew in from California to go skiing, and this sucks. I could have stayed home for this.
But along our way to Georgetown, we came across some of the happiest people you could find in nearly standstill traffic. Like this woman headed to Breckenridge.
Well, traffic's bad, but it'll be worth it in the end.
She, like many drivers, was hoping to make it to her destination before the big winter storm makes the roads nearly impassable.
I'm looking forward to the snow and hope it gets settled before it comes in.
A concern this man and his family also shared.
I'd rather do it today so we can enjoy the entire weekend than have to worry about trying to make it up here on Saturday or Sunday.
With several feet of snow expected to fall along the I-70 mountain corridor, CDOT is warning drivers to complete their travel before the snow starts falling, a warning many are already paying attention to.
I'm from Florida.
Even if it meant getting stuck in some traffic. But hey, you can't beat these views.
You really cannot beat these views. And by the way, CDOT says that the conditions here on I-70 get really dangerous. They will close parts of the interstate. So in other words, if you really don't have to travel here, do not do so. Just stay home. We will be here all week long providing coverage for you guys. We're live in Georgetown tonight. I'm Patrick Perez, Denver7.
All right, thank you for that, Patrick. And those who braved I-70 and made it to the high country should be rewarded for all that trouble, and the slopes are looking great.
I'm just looking forward to all the fresh powder that we're going to be able to hit up there. Me and this kid, we love powder a lot. At least a foot. I want to see at least a foot.
Yeah, I'm looking for like 3 feet.
The Denver Botanic Gardens isn't worried about this weekend storm either. In fact, they're actually excited about it.
Anytime we get a great bump of moisture in the late winter, early spring is usually going to help our spring flowers. A lot of snow is always a double-edged sword because it does impact safety and it stops some people from visiting the gardens, but we're always happy to receive the extra moisture.
And you know the drill. If snow piles up on a tree branch, sweep it off. And if you can bring the plants inside, you should probably do that. And if you can help your neighbor clear their sidewalk, this is a great time to be neighborly.
And liquor stores are staying plenty busy ahead of the snow. They're also plenty stocked up, we found. After surviving the Denver prohibition of March 2020, remember that? These guys are ready for anything. And maybe you'll get half a foot of snow tomorrow. Maybe you'll get 2.
We're all going to find out together, right? Our coverage continues tonight on Denver7 News at 10 and begins bright and early in the morning at 7.
We also have a special news class at 8 o'clock for you tomorrow night on Denver7 and Local 3, a channel on our website devoted to 24/7 live weather coverage.
And an email address for you to send video of your kids, your dogs, and any adventures you have in the snow. You can email us at newstips@thedenverchannel.com. Now, the storm will keep a lot of people from getting vaccinated this weekend.
And if you miss yours, don't worry, because you will have plenty of chances. In fact, the governor today, Governor Polis, announced that every adult in Colorado will be eligible to receive the vaccine by mid-April.
We now have the tools we need, the people-powered infrastructure, the scale We're ready to vaccinate more Coloradans faster than ever before. We simply need the vaccine, and the good news from Washington is the vaccine is coming.
It is good news. And the governor also announced Dick's Sporting Goods Park and Ball Arena will host mass vaccination events over the next few weeks. We have all the details for you on thedenverchannel.com.
A Colorado student left home for school last month.
UCCS had students return for spring semester on the 22nd of February.
There's been no sign of him since.
This is a parent's worst nightmare.